Imagine waking up in the middle of the night. You're sitting upright in your bed. The room is dark. And then you realize there is a woman sitting at your dressing table. She's wearing a long red robe. Her back is to you. And she is slowly, carefully, running her fingers through her hair. Do you hold your breath? Do you quietly get up and look around? Or do you squeeze your eyes shut and pretend you never saw anything at all? This is exactly what happened to me, and it started with a decision I made when I was in junior high school. Back then, I was not a good student, and honestly, I didn't want to be. But it wasn't laziness exactly. It was more like the pressure had built up so high for so long that something inside me had just given up. I'd sit in class watching other kids breeze through tests, collect gold stars, make their parents proud, and I'd feel this crushing weight on my chest, like I was buried under something I could never dig my way out of. Every evening, I'd come home and see the look on my parents' faces, that quiet, hopeful look, and every evening, I couldn't give them what they were waiting for. The helplessness of that, the guilt, and the shame sometimes made it genuinely hard to breathe. The only person I could really talk to was my best friend, Jessica. We ate lunch together every day, walked home together, talked about everything. There was nothing romantic between us. She was just the one person I trusted completely. But Jessica's life wasn't easy either. Her home was not a peaceful place. Her parents fought constantly, and not just arguing. She'd hinted more than once at things getting physical, though she always played it off like it was no big deal. I could feel the weight she carried. Every time we talked about family or the future, she'd sigh this long, tired sigh and say she didn't know what she was going to do. She wanted out. I could feel it. One afternoon on the walk home from school, I finally said out loud what I'd been thinking for weeks. I can't keep doing this. School feels hopeless. The pressure is suffocating me. I want to run away. I said it fast, like ripping off a bandage. My heart was pounding. Jessica stopped walking. She looked at me for a long moment. Then she said, "What if we went together?" I asked carefully, like I was afraid the moment might break. She was quiet for a few seconds. Then she nodded slowly and said, "I've been thinking about it too. Anywhere has to be better than here. At least if we go somewhere new, we're choosing it ourselves." Her voice was low and hoarse, but her eyes were steady. From that moment on, we started planning. We chose the fall break, Columbus Day weekend. We lied to our families and said we were going to a friend's house for a few days. Jessica packed a backpack. I brought some clothes and basic supplies. We picked up some bread and water from a corner store and started walking. We lived in a coastal town in Oregon, so we followed the shoreline south, just walking and talking, feeling this strange mix of freedom and terror. After a while, the beach got quieter. The boardwalk faded behind us. The sound of waves and the rustling of tall grass took over. Eventually, we came across what looked like an old shrimp farm, abandoned, with rows of rusted tanks and tall golden grass piled up nearby. It felt hidden, forgotten. We decided to stop there for the night. We sat down in a pile of straw, pulled our coats tight, and ate our bread. I was just about to turn off my phone when Jessica grabbed my arm and pointed out into the dark field. "Hey, is that a house out there?" I looked. She was right. Maybe 60 feet away, half swallowed by the tall grass, was a small structure, and inside, a light, warm yellow, flickering softly. We stared at it for a while. It looked almost cozy from where we sat, safe even. Then I saw it. A shadow stepped out from the doorway, a figure. It stood there for just a moment, and then it was gone. I grabbed Jessica's shoulder. "Did you see that? Someone just came out." She squinted into the dark. "I don't see anyone." But I knew what I saw. I kept watching the house, and then The warm yellow light shifted, slowly, darkly. It turned red, deep, pulsing red, flickering faster now. Jessica saw it too. She went pale. Neither of us said another word. We packed up our things and walked home as fast as our legs could carry us. That night, I fell asleep quickly. I was exhausted, but sometime in the deep of the night, I became aware I was awake. Or at least I thought I was. I couldn't move. My body was completely frozen. I tried to scream, tried to move my arms, tried to do anything. Nothing worked. My eyes were barely open. And then I saw her, a woman, sitting at my dressing table, right across the room. Long, dark hair falling down her back, wearing a long robe, dark red, like old wine. Her figure was slightly hazy in the dark, but her presence was completely real, heavy, undeniable. And coming off her body, a deep red glow. The same red as the light in that field. She sat completely still. Then, slowly, she began to turn her head toward me. I blacked out. When I woke up, it was fully light outside. I lay there, testing my fingers and toes, making sure I could move again. I told my mom everything that morning: the field, the house, the light, the woman. She didn't laugh. She didn't tell me it was a dream. She went pale and immediately called someone, a local spiritual advisor, an older man in our community, who people trusted with things they couldn't explain. He listened carefully. Then he asked me to take him to the spot. When we got there in the daylight, there was no house, just flat, empty grassland stretching out in every direction. No structure, no foundation, nothing. My heart dropped. The advisor stood in the spot where Jessica and I had been sitting. He closed his eyes. His lips moved silently for a long time. Then he looked at me and said, "You sat on the footprint of an old house. That's why you saw it. You were inside its memory." He paused. "And when you took that space without asking, she followed you home." He gave me 2 paper charms, one to place on the mirror of my dressing table, one to lay on the ground at the exact spot where we had sat. Before he left, he said, "If you hear anything tonight or see anything, do not react. Leave it to me." That night, I kept the light on. I barely slept, but nothing came. And the night after that, nothing. I never saw the woman in the red robe again. I never dreamed of that old house in the field again. To this day, I don't know what was living in that old house,